It's Tuesday, February 1st, 2022. I'm Ashley Pollard here for today's edition of Tuesday Talk, where we review common real estate and mortgage related topics. Today's topic is, am I dealing with a slumlord? Now, a slumlord is a landlord who is going to milk a property for its profit without concern for the tenants, the neighborhood, or even their long-term interests, and they will often try to skirt the law any way that they can. When properties aren't maintained, unfortunately, it negatively affects the residents, the businesses, and then ultimately the community is going to suffer. So here are 5 signs that you may be or may be dealing with a slumlord. Number 1 is deferred property maintenance. So things like a sagging porch, a leaky roof, deteriorating siding, or unkept shrubbery are all signs of slumlord behavior. Tenant repair requests should always be handled in a timely fashion so that tenants are sure that they're getting the items that they're paying for monthly. And even in a situation where it might take a few days or even a few weeks to coordinate these repairs, depending on what time of year it is and what the demand is, a tenant should not have to wait for extended periods of time before major issues are addressed and repaired. Now, in situations where, let's say there's supply delivery issues or anything like that, then a landlord should compensate that tenant and give them accommodations that don't require them to continue to suffer through that situation. Number 2 is overcrowding and unsanitary conditions. So it is actually illegal to discriminate based on a person's familial status, but under no circumstances should a landlord allow too many people to occupy one particular unit, home, or building. Now, what this will lead to, even though it might help the tenant save money, what this will lead to is an unsanitary situation. You're going to have things like pests, rodents, overflowing trash, all signs of too many people being in too small a space. Number 3 is the lack of a lease. Now, some landlords will accept cash payments, and some landlords don't even require their tenants to go through a proper tenant screening or even sign a lease. But these are red flags. If you run into a situation where a landlord wants you to move forward without signing a lease, you should run away quickly. Because what that means is if there is no lease in place, then neither the tenant nor the landlord can hold each other accountable if any issues arise in the future. And as the tenant, if a landlord in the future demands for your eviction, there's nothing you can do if they're asking you to leave, especially if you didn't sign off on lease terms. So always sign a lease. And as I said, if any landlord wants to make you move forward without one, continue to search for other rental options. Number 4 is missing basic services. So things like heat, running water, showers, and toilets are all services that landlords are expected to provide. If your home does not have these items, then that is slumlord behavior. And if you view a home that doesn't have these items and there are no plans to install those items before you move in, I would again suggest you to continue your apartment search. Lastly is an illegal dwelling. So garages, outhouses, and even unapproved basements are all illegal dwellings because they do not have all of the necessities for a livable home. If you believe that you are in one of these types of questionable situations or in a separate situation that seems questionable enough, I would advise you to seek legal advice because a real estate attorney who is well-versed in landlord-tenant laws can lead you to your options for moving forward, and then you and I can work together to find you new housing of your own. I appreciate you for tuning in to today's episode of Tuesday Talk. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great week, and I will see you all next Tuesday.